Hi, and welcome to this quick tip on using Zoom more effectively. Today we're talking about breakout rooms, specifically how to use a breakout room as a participant in a conversation. So we're going to talk about 5 things today. The first one is, how do you join a meeting as a participant if you want to go into a breakout room? So you can't join a breakout room until the host of the meeting actually opens the breakout room for you to come into it. So let's show you what that looks like. So in this example, I'm in a Zoom call and I've got 4 different copies of me, each connected on different cameras. Now one of these is the host, and the host is about to assign 2 of us into a breakout room together. So let me go ahead and do that now. So as a host, I'm going to open a breakout room, and when I do, there's going to be a pop-up message. Now it's configurable. The host can just push you into a breakout room, but typically we would invite people into the breakout room. Here's a close-up of what that message looks like. It'll say that the host is inviting you to join a breakout room. It'll also give you the name of the room. We like to use that naming as a way to assign teams. So in this example, I'm part of Team 1. So if you go ahead and click on that notification, which I'm going to do now, I'm going to be moved from this current shared session, what's called the main session, and I'm going to join the breakout room. Notice when I do this that the actual video call will drop out altogether. So I'm going to click it now. Also going to do that on one of my phones. And I've left this call. Now it pops up a new window. It's thrown it on a different computer, so I'll bring it back over here. And you can see that I've joined this call. I'll switch it back to gallery view. And in this particular breakout room, there's not all 4 of us, there's only 2 of us. This particular computer I'm on now, as well as my phone. And so now there's only 2 of us. The other 2, the host and the other participant, are off in a separate room. They can't hear or see anything that we're doing. So that is how you join a breakout room. So up next, we'll talk about how to ask for help. What if you need something while you're in the breakout room? So once you join a breakout room, you'll get a new button on your toolbar at the bottom. It's right to the right of the, I'm going to move myself over here. It is right there, just to the right of the share screen button. And it says ask for help. So if I click on this, it'll pop up a message that says you can invite the host to this breakout room for assistance. And if I click on that button, invite host, over on the host computer it now says Jeff Hendricks, that's me, Jeff Hendricks in Team 1, that's the name of the breakout room, asked for help. So that's all that you can do. You can just basically wave a flag and say, I need help. You can't say anything beyond that. You can't send a chat to the host. You can just ask for help. And as a host, the host can come themselves or send a co-host or facilitator into that breakout room. So that's one way to request assistance. There is, I'll go ahead and close that window. There is another way, which is generally, unless the host has restricted this, as a participant, you can always leave the breakout room and go back into the main session. So let's talk about how you can leave a breakout room and return once the breakout room has been opened. So here we are in the breakout room, and you'll notice in the bottom right where normally there's a button that just says leave the meeting, this one says leave room. So when you click on this button in the bottom right, you're going to have 2 options. The highlighted one says leave breakout room. If you leave the breakout room, you will return to the main session, but you'll still be in the overall Zoom call. If you go up to the top selection of leave meeting, that means you're just getting out of Zoom altogether. You're not going back to the main session, you're exiting. But the default is to leave the breakout room. And if I click that now, I'm going to again exit from the breakout room, and it's going to join me back up to the main call. And you can see here in the Zoom window, I've come back in and I've got the host and some other people in the main session. So you can always leave your breakout room by just hitting the leave room button and selecting leave breakout room. Now we're back in the main session. Maybe I ask a question to get some help. I get a clarification. I want to go back to my breakout room. Does the host have to do anything? No. I can always go back into my breakout room because there's a button that I did not have before. It says join breakout room. It's right where that ask for help was, just to the right of the share screen button. It's got a little grid of 4 squares. That is the breakout room icon. If you click on that, it will leave the main session and take you back into your assigned breakout room. So I'll do that now. If If I click on it, it says you've been assigned to breakout room team 1. So we'll click on that, and we're going to leave the main session. Again, it drops out Zoom. It will open the Zoom window up. It keeps putting that back on my other monitor. And now I'm back in the breakout room with my other colleague, who's me by the swimming pool. So that's how leaving and rejoining breakout rooms works. So next, let's talk about notifications. So I've talked to you about how it is that you in a breakout room as a participant can request help. You can either push the button to ask for help, or you can leave and go back to the main room, and maybe the host is there and you can ask for assistance. The next question is, how can the host talk to you when you are in the breakout room? And the way that's done is through notifications. So a notification is something that the host can send to everybody in every breakout room. So it's a broadcast. It's not a particular communication to individuals or even individual teams or rooms. It's everywhere. And let me show you what that looks like. It's important to see this because notifications are very subtle and they're very easy to miss. So I'd like you to see what one looks like. So here we are back in our breakout room, and I'm going to go over here to the host machine, and I'm going to send a notification. It's going to tell everyone, time's up, please come back to the main session. So I'm going to click on the little button over here that lets me type a message in. I'm going to paste that message in, and I'm going to hit broadcast. So when I hit that, there's a pop-up here. Now, I've done a little trick to make it a bit bigger. Normally it might just be 1 or 2 lines at the top, and it'll stay there for 10 to 15 seconds, and then it disappears. But we put some extra icons in that are a bit easier to see. And now it's gone. Now hopefully in a conversation you would notice that, but if you are the host, and we'll talk about this in the host video, if you don't have a really good sized message, it's easy to miss. So if you see something like that pop up, it is the host telling you something, and the message will go away, so please sort of stop what you're doing and have a quick look at that. The last thing I wanted to mention is simply chat. Chat is one of the easy ways to communicate, and as I mentioned, if you are in a breakout room, you can talk to the people in that breakout room, but you are not able to talk outside of that bubble. So if I go into my chat interface, we have a separate video on how to use chat, but if I look at my little drop down for everyone, the only person I can chat with are the individuals that are in this room. In this case, there's just one, so there's no point. But if there were 3 or 4 of us, I could chat individually to the people in this room, but not to people in other rooms or to people in the main session. Each breakout room is essentially its own call, and there's no communication across that beyond the notification broadcasts and the request for help. One other thing I'll mention about chat is that your chat window, as you move between breakout rooms, it's essentially a record of where you were, the communications that you had while you were in rooms. So if you join a breakout room and there's been a conversation going on, you can't see that because you weren't there for that. If you go into the breakout and come back and forth, your chat will follow you, and wherever you are, you can chat with the people who are in that room. So it's a running log of where you were and the people that were there when you talked to them. So that's how the chat will work with breakout rooms. And those are our tips for using breakout rooms as participants. You can join once they've been opened. When you're in a breakout room, you can hit the button to ask for help, or you can leave the room and go back to the main session and talk to someone and then return by joining the breakout room again. Notifications may be sent to you as a participant. They'll pop up in the top of your window in your breakout room for about 10 seconds or so. Finally, chat is just limited to the breakout room itself. So if you need to talk to someone else, for example, the host, you will need to leave and return to where they are to be able to use the chat function. And with that, those are our tips for Zoom breakouts for participants. Have a look at the Zoom breakouts for hosts if you want to host breakouts in your next Zoom meeting. With that, good luck in your next Zoom call, and take care. Bye-bye.